streaming. So I'm going to click stream here. So I have had some tech issues. So I am really hoping we are live on the group. So I'm sorry, this week have just been full of tech problems. I did a live challenge and it was really not working out the way I wanted. So I'm just going to double check that we actually are live and streaming. Yeah, we are live. Perfect. So welcome. And let's see, I'm going to go back to, we are using StreamYard. Okay, so we need to jump over from screen to screen here. But now I am you who have been with me for a while, I know you are patient with me. So welcome to this live that I'm running in this group today. And as you can see, I have one more person with me today. I usually go live on my own, but I have decided to do like this small co-host thing with my clients, because I love to both show off my clients, of course, but I love what my clients work with. And I know that there is people inside this group, that there's women inside this group that needs a person like Cindy. So with me here is Cindy, and she's a transformational life coach. And I'm just going to let it over to you, Cindy, so you can introduce yourself and tell people what actually you do.
Great. Thank you, Angela, for inviting me to be here with you today. And hello, everyone that's here with us live. My name is Angela said, Cindy Eddington, and I'm a transformational life coach, and I help success-driven women release limiting beliefs and help them transform into their most empowered self.
That's amazing. And I'm so glad that you wanted to join me, because this is actually it's a huge thing that we sometimes don't think about, especially among women that wants to succeed something. So it's like if I look at myself, it could be like when I wanted to charge high ticket, for an example. I felt that I was like, maybe being a fraud, or I have some kind of limited belief that I'm not worthy. People might feel guilty that they spend time on their business when they actually needs to spend time on their families. And this is things that women fight a lot with, right?
Absolutely. Absolutely.
You have seen this a lot, right?
Well, absolutely. When it comes to the should, shame, guilt cycle, as I refer to it, I've had my own firsthand experience with it and how it impacted me moving forward with my desires and dreams for my career, my business, my relationships, and really my life. There were so many times when I played it small, right? That should, shame, guilt comes in. We play small. I stayed in the background. And it was very frustrating and I would say disappointing at times, because I really did want to do more. I just didn't know how to get there. And I kept getting in my way.
So you actually, like you said, you get in your own way. That was a good wording. You get in your own way.
Yeah. You can't get out of your head. We start spinning in our head, and it's really hard to get out of that. So for me, when I started to engage in personal development work, the big thing for me is I became aware of the impact of what I call tribal messages had on me. And these are all the generational messages that were force-fed, right, early on in life, and that are reinforced over and over again. And not only by what I call my tribe, so my family, if you will, or our caretakers, but our culture, our society, and even our institutions, right? These are all the messages that tell us what's acceptable and unacceptable ways to behave, to the point where they become unquestioned truths, right? And limiting beliefs. And for the most part, we're totally unaware of what's running the show, right? We're unaware that that's what's jumping in and running the show. So for me, becoming aware of these messages was the catalyst for the work that I do today. And that's why I'm so passionate to share this with other women who may be experiencing something similar. As you pointed out, you've experienced it yourself, and wondering what can they do to break out of this? What can they do to break out of it?
How can you, let's say we have a goal, right? All business women or women entrepreneurs, they have some kind of goal. How can this kind of thing affect them to get there? How can it hold them back to get that goal?
Yeah, well, it really, this cycle cuts us right off at the heels when it comes to going after our business goals. And it will show up actually in a variety of ways. It'll show up as procrastination, right? And we don't know why. We know we want to go forward and do something, but we're not doing it. We're putting it off. We're thinking of other things to do, the small things. It'll show up as self-sabotage,
Yeah.
perhaps perfectionism, right? If I'm not perfect, I can't get out there yet because I'm not perfect yet. It'll shut down our confidence, right? The more that we sit in this cycle, it really will take a toll on our confidence. And as I mentioned earlier, we'll play small, right? We'll kind of back away. And it will also, as you had mentioned too, we won't charge our worth, right?
No.
Because on some level, we feel that we're not deserving of it yet. So the costs of this are huge, especially as entrepreneurs or solopreneurs.
Yeah, and why do you think why that? Because when I feel, or maybe that is just me, this is way more common when it comes to women. Is
Mm.
that how we were brought up? Like we were like, how do you say it? You were programmed in a certain way, or you have like, oh, women should be home with the kids. You shouldn't be out there trying to get this goal. You need to do. Is that where this is rooted from?
Oh yeah. So this goes back to what I said, the messages, the tribal messages, and a lot
Yeah,
of this gets downloaded very early on in life, right? It could be small little things that your parents said or your community said that really kind of put us then in this box. So for example, in the US, it's the girls are supposed to be everything nice like sugar and spice, right? So we're pushed into this little box then of, don't put yourself out there, don't be too strong. Because in some aspects that's going to be seen in a very negative light, and of course then in a very male dominated culture and society that we live in, it gets reinforced. It really gets reinforced. So I think women in general, it's harder to break out of that. And plus we're the caregivers, right? We're supposed to, like,
yeah,
if you go out and get a job, you're still supposed to come back, take care of the kids, make the
yeah,
dinner, et cetera, et cetera. You can see where this all goes to.
yeah. And I think it can be, do you think it could be cultures as well? Because I can feel like as everyone knows here, I'm from Sweden, so I'm in a different kind of pop. But I have like another clients that work with women that have come over like 50. And it's like in Sweden, we have something called the gentle law, right? So you are not more than anyone else. You are not allowed to say that you are more than anyone else because you are bragging, right? And especially women when they come up at a certain age, so you actually don't think that you're a value, your knowledge, your life is value. You are done yours. So out of the way you go, right? Do you think can be like a culture thing as well? So it's
Oh,
different.
absolutely. I couldn't agree more. I think it is. Again, I think it comes down to generational. So, and sometimes it's not intentional, right? Because maybe the folks above us were just unconscious or not aware. But culture, I think, has a huge, huge impact on it, of like where geographically you came from. And that can really impact, what we believe as women of what we can do and what we can't do. And I'll even go to even say too, the generational piece of it, right? So I'll say as an older woman, the messages from my youth were, just get married. You're going to have a man take care of you. You don't need to go to college. You don't need to have a job. So, the generation above my generation, that was the message that came down. So I was like, oh my gosh, should I even try to do anything except be a housewife? And not that there's anything wrong with being a housewife. I think it's one of the most important roles of, maintaining a household and taking care of children. But it cut us short. Like, you weren't able to do anything else but that.
Yeah, and we have goals, right? So let's look at business women. We can take the most things that I see is, of course, that they feel they are not worthy to charge their worth, right? I see it a lot, and they are cutting, like they want to sell, but oh yeah, but I'm not sure. Do I really know that much so I can charge that? That kind of thing is a huge huge part to run a business, because if you can't earn, you can't put food on your table, and if you can't put food on your table, you can't help anyone, right? So
Exactly.
let's say we feel this, that we don't know if we are worthy. Do you have any kind of tip, one tip that can help this? This is just one thing, and there is a lot of things, but if we address the higher ticket module of a business, do you have any tips?
Well, you know what? So here's I'll say a fun thing that you can do. Because we get, again, I think when we get into this cycle, we take ourselves so seriously, and it's really hard. We kind of get stuck in the muck, so to speak, and it's really hard to get out of that. One of the things that I have found with the clients that I have worked with is that celebration is huge. And so celebrating each small step that we experience working towards our goals. And, you know, most of us will kind of wait until we reach the end of a goal to celebrate. And then sometimes it actually becomes anticlimactic, right? By the time we complete the goal, because it's like, you know, you forget about everything that you've done. And so it's like, we don't celebrate it all. It's like just on to the next, on to the next. So to me, to really stay in that, what I'm going to call inspired, creative, like leadership energy, is to create a celebration ritual, right?
Oh, that sounds so interesting. That's so fun. We should need to do a live about that.
Yeah, well, you know, I mean, it's a simple one, right? I can show people right now a simple one, and it's
Do
literally, I
that.
can start to do like a, you know, one small step, I did it, right? So I get up, I do a little happy dance, and I just say out loud, I did it, I'm amazing. And I'm doing my little happy dance. And what that does, right? First of all, we're not taking ourselves so seriously. You begin, I can see you're smiling already, right? We
Yeah,
start to
yeah.
giggle at ourselves. But what that does internally is it shifts the energy. It literally shifts our energy into this more positive, creative energy. And when that happens, you know, we can again move into more of the creative thinking, and we can get ourselves, it really does help to get us unstuck, if you will, from the should, the shame, and the guilt cycle. So that's one
Yeah.
little thing that's more of a fun thing that you can do to kind of move in that direction.
Then we would love to know, because as I have tech problems, I can't see the comment sections. So if anyone wants to share what they decide to do as their fun thing, please do. You can record a video or something and post. That would be amazing. And I actually haven't thought about that but if I think about it, when I do something real well, I'm not doing a dance, but I really clap myself on the shoulder, right? And really, yeah, wow. And I know that I sometimes say to my sister, it's kind of fun that if I would have watched me today, I would have bought my program. Wow, damn, I'm good. And I try to uplift myself, but at the same time, I am not experienced what your clients are doing, since I am on the completely other side. So, uh, but I know that you help them in a specific way. So can you tell about the kind of how you help your clients? Do you
Yeah,
say anything about that?
yeah, sure. I mean, so we've talked a little bit around it, but you know, clearly what we do is I work with clients to uncover what their specific limiting beliefs are. Like what,
Yeah.
and really, what do you believe you deserve? And in particular, when we make mistakes, right? Because women, our inner critic is so loud, especially when we feel like we've made a mistake or we're not perfect or that. So it's first of all looking at what's the limiting belief around it, uncovering that. Second is silencing that voice, right? That's in our head saying, you know, I should have known better. I should have been smarter. So, you know, we work to do that. And then finally, you know, we'll work on certain techniques. We use certain techniques then to release some of the feelings then of shame and guilt that we're carrying, because we want to release and get rid of that too. So those would probably be the top three things that I think that, you know, you'll take away.
Do you think that there can be women that actually don't? We say that you're an entrepreneur and you have a hard time getting to your goal. So you think that you are doing something wrong because you don't know that this can be an issue. Do you think that you can actually be unaware of this?
Uh, Absolutely. I think that a lot of our limiting beliefs literally are hidden. And so again, I've got other techniques that we can use to like literally get underneath that, so that you can actually see what's going on. And of course, in a group scenario, when we work in groups, I mean, there's just such great feedback that goes back and forth with women to actually share their experiences so that you don't feel that you're so alone in this as well, right? Because I mean, as entrepreneurs and solopreneurs, a lot of times we can feel that we're all alone in it. Yeah.
And they are not alone. I
No.
guess, I mean, this is as I said in the beginning, this is a huge thing. And I mean, I see it a lot in all women that join me have some kind of, but they don't, they sometimes they can't pinpoint it, right? So they
Yeah.
just say like, yeah, but I don't know if I can do it. It could just be that small sentence and you actually don't know where it comes from.
Yeah.
So that actually is going to make you not reach your goal. And it could be so easily fixed, right? Because
It really is. I mean, the more that we can see the patterns, because then what ends up happening is we start to uncover it and we start to see the patterns of this, right? And then the patterns show up in different aspects of our lives. So it literally, yes, we're focusing in on business. I mean, I love working with, again, success-driven women and entrepreneurs, but it literally crosses, it'll have a ripple effect over, right? And just in terms of our relationships and, our life in general. So it really covers the gambit of ways that these patterns or limiting beliefs will come up, and then the resistance, right? Because that's what we're creating inside of ourselves, the resistance of like taking that next step, taking that next action that we need to take, that maybe we know we need to take as an entrepreneur to like make our business successful, taking it to that next level of our business. So it's really important.
It's really interesting. I could speak about this forever. I find it interesting. That is why I wanted to join, because this is things that we sometimes don't even think about. We always sometimes we think like, yeah, but it's a confident thing, but it can actually go way rooted in, like you said, how you were brought up, and it's like coming from different kind of cultures or different kind of countries, or how you were affected in life, right? It's so much more. So it's so interesting. And I mean, if you are this, let's say have women in this group that really feel like, yeah, I want to explore more about this. I want to know what this is about. I feel like I'm not reaching my goal, and I feel like something is holding me back. That can be the feeling, right? Something is holding me back from reaching there. You have a training coming up, right?
Yes, I do. As a matter of fact, I have a master class coming up, and it's how to stop the should, shame, guilt cycle, and basically using a 3-step blueprint that has been very, very successful.
So the masterclass it's a free masterclass, right?
Yes, it is.
Yeah. So if you are this, if you feel like either you're really interested in this, or if you feel like something is holding me back, or it might be that you have a feeling of guilt towards something when you want to work on your business, or you have some kind of limited belief that you can't do this, or something is holding you back in somehow. The link to join Cindy's masterclass is above this video. So you can click on this link and you can join. I will also, when we have stopped this live, go into the comment section and put the link so you can sign up to Cindy. And Cindy's an amazing teacher, and she's so good at what she do. So I'm so proud of her, and she has this amazing masterclass coming up, and I have actually watched part of it, and it's really amazing. And do you want to share something what you're going to do in the masterclass?
Yeah, so in the masterclass, we're actually going to focus in on mistakes, right? Making a big mistake and how that impacts us, puts us into that should, shame, guilt cycle. And then our level of deserving, when we make a big mistake. And again, I think that that's so huge for women. So I think that it's a nice focus. And yeah, that's what we're going to plan for.
So amazing. So I'm just going to see that we don't run over time. I try to keep the lives in the group short, but I love to do these lives because I mean, Cindy could have done a post inside this group, right? But in this way, you actually hear her speak and you actually get to know her a little bit. And if you feel like she resonates with you, and she really resonates with a lot of people because she's lovable, right? So you see how this is a really good way to show up and get to know your dream clients as well. And you can feel it, Cindy. This is way different than doing like a post in this group, right?
Oh, absolutely. I can't say enough. Thank you for inviting me to do this kind of live
That is
event.
what I work with, right? So we
Yeah,
put two perfect things together, and you can see how this is going to be able to get your more leads, to get you more clients, and find new people, right? And you
absolutely.
at the same time can help them with something that I actually don't. Right? So thank you so much, Cindy. I'm so glad that you wanted to join me today in this small short live in this group. And we're going to go live in a couple of more groups to share this, because this is important, huge important stuff. And if you are, again, the person that feels like something is holding you back, you feel guilt or shame, you are not worthy, can I do this or something, please click on the link above. I'm going to put it in the comment section as well, since I have some tech issues here, so you can sign up. So thank you so much. And maybe you, Cindy, want to just share, when is this class, what time is it and what day?
Sure. Thanks, Angela. It's going to be March 2nd at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And yeah, I hope you will come and enjoy the experience. It will be experiential as well. So it's not just me talking and teaching. We're actually going to be doing some experiential training in this masterclass. So I really look forward to it.
That sounds amazing. So thank you so much. And thank you, Cindy. And thank you, everyone that has been watching. And if you have any question, anything, you can type in the comments, or you can DM Cindy, and you can DM her. I'm going to tag her in this post. If you have any questions about her masterclass, or how she can help you on how do you get out of the guilt, shame, and limited beliefs, right?
Yes, in essence, that should shame guilt cycle that we tend to lock ourselves into. Yes, indeed.
Yeah. So thank you so much. And I hope you enjoyed this short video, and I will see you next week, actually, because I go live in this group every week. So I will see you next week. So take care. Bye.